Hello, Ange. Hey, everybody. Ange, are you up here?
Hey
Angela.
everybody, Angie, are you up here?
I'm trying to get Ange. I don't hear her talking. Does anybody hear her talking?
I'm trying to get in. I don't hear her talking. Is anybody hear her talking?
Is there still an echo?
There's
Mm.
no echo.
Angela, how's that better? No echo? Yes, and the delay in the background.
How's that better? No echo?
All right, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Ange. She's up on the screen, but I don't hear her. Let me text her.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Angie. She's up on the screen, but I don't hear her.
She's not muted.
She's not muted.
Um, No, we don't. Well, I don't hear you either, Ange.
No, we don't. Well, I don't hear you
Maybe
either.
drop down and come back.
Maybe drop down. Come back.
All right, she's going to drop and then she's going to come back in. Hold on.
All right, she's gonna drop and then she's gonna come back in.
Ooh. All right, and how's that? Is that any better? Can you hear me? Angela. Hey, jacket. Hopefully, it's the real jacket. Um, Now, I don't know what's going on with the audio on her end.
Hi.
Ange?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, all right, good. I don't know what was going on. I'm sorry.
neither do I.
I'm
How are you doing?
good. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, good. Uh,
All right, so I don't know where you want to start tonight. Um, if you want to take the lead, and I'll follow you.
yeah, absolutely. Let
Okay,
me just give me 1 second because I have to secure the dogs. Hold on a second, all right?
sure.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Hey, everybody. While Angela's getting her stuff together, I just want to just want to lay down a couple of ground rules. Um, if you're disrespectful to anybody in the chat or up on panel, you will be escorted out. Um, I don't want any doxing. I don't want any fake accounts in here. You guys know what you're looking for. And yeah, no bullshit tonight. You already know who's automatically getting booted out. So
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm
that's
back. I'm back. Sorry about that.
all good. All good. All good.
Okay. All right, good. I just this is going to seem to people like a little long-winded, and I have to do that because a lot of people don't know our background.
Mhm.
So I'm going to explain it the best I know how, and if I forget anything or don't remember something or saying it incorrectly, you could always correct me.
Well,
All
that's
right?
fine. You can be listen. You can be long-winded. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just so people know that this is not a bashing stream.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. But because of things that have gone on the last couple of months and especially the last couple of days, I kind of feel forced to defend myself.
Hmm.
I and I just want to say this also so I don't forget. I know you don't have a cash app or anything like that, and that's fine. But if anyone is feeling a little generous, my favorite charities are St. Jude and Tunnels to Tower. Um, with that said, I guess I'll get started, and I'm going to start with you, Maureen.
Me.
I asked Maureen if I could use her platform, as I have no interest in learning how to use StreamYard. I never did. Maureen has known Angel and I for a long time. The three of us would chat for hours sometimes every day
Hmm.
back then, right?
Yeah.
I was always the first to say, "Sorry, girls, I'm going to bed. Good night." Only to see that they were chatting for hours after that when I woke up. Maureen was also, like me, a good friend to Angel. She was a fast defender of her. Also, she fought with people right alongside me and her. Then Maureen disappeared for reasons I won't discuss unless she wants to. That's up to you, Maureen. That was back in the Twitter days. Some time passed and I heard Maureen's son passed away because I didn't talk to her for a little bit. And I felt devastated about that. I believe I reached out to her soon after. I sent my condolences. Again, some time had passed again and she showed up on YouTube. Was surprised but pretty happy at the same time as I thought she was done with, the internet stuff. So was Angel, as she referred to Maureen on her live as her friend. My friend is here. Again, we started chatting in private like we did years ago. At, as time went on, Maureen would be in chats with people we didn't like and who would let her know. We would let her know, fill her in on, what's been going on when she wasn't around because she didn't know. And Angel, I guess, became upset because she was fighting, with Angel's enemies. And Angel didn't like that because she was trying to get away from all of that drama. And enemies again started with take her wrench or else, that bully mentality. Uh, at the time, Angel and Maureen, we were all getting along very well. But at one point, Angel, kind of flipped on Maureen, and I didn't understand. I didn't understand it really I understood that she was angry at you because, you were in chats of people that she considered her enemies, but we discussed it and I thought everything would be okay. Now, listen,
Hmm.
Maureen is a good friend, and I've learned what a good friend is the last few days. Mo- Angel did take her wrench, I believe, and those freaks would attack her for being friends with people that fought back. Like, I just didn't understand it. I just didn't understand it. Maureen fought for her family. She defended herself. Defended her deceased son. They picked the wrong one, in my opinion, with Maureen. She won't tuck and run. And she's pretty tough, tough as nails. I always said that about you, Maureen.
So are
Oh,
you.
I think I am, but you know. After tonight, I will not speak on Angel unless she has something really crazy to say, and I have to
Hmm.
again defend myself. But honestly, I'm done. I'm done with YouTube. I'm done with all of this. So if you want to go at me, whoever wants to go at me, all you freaks out there want to look me up, you go right ahead. But you'll be talking to the air. I will never stop speaking on things I believe in. Never.
Hmm.
None of them intimidate me. And I think Maureen knows that.
Yes.
All right, let me see. Because I was writing things down so I don't forget because I don't want to do this again. I'm sorry, Maureen.
No,
I
you're
hope.
fine. Listen,
Okay.
take all the time you need because, I mean, it's we tried to keep it private.
I
We
know.
did
I
our
did.
we right. We did our best to keep it private,
We did.
and and on on my side, it was she wanted people to know that she took my rent. She wanted people to know,
Yes, she
that we
did.
were fighting.
I believe
Um,
that
well, she stated it.
because she's done
So
it to others. So I know that, she wanted people to know,
right,
you know.
and when everything happened between you two, I was blindsided by it. I never thought it was going to happen.
So was
And
I.
yeah, and I just thought it was, you know, we've gone back so long, and yeah, I was gone for a while, but
Yeah,
you kept the charge going. You know,
I
you
did.
kept, yeah, you kept fighting and sticking up for her and defending, and you got a bad rap because of that. And
Yes. And I'll get to
which
that later because I took a lot of crap defending her and her
right,
family. I did.
right,
Um,
and yeah, so but yeah, yeah, take your time. Don't even worry about it.
so I was gonna just continue with this, and which if Angel knows when you lose a child like Maureen did, the anguish has got to be unbearable. Thank God I never had to experience that, or do I want to? It's
Mhm.
disturbing to me that any human being can attack dead children or the parents of a dead child. Only, only an imbecile would be okay with that.
Mhm.
Okay. My fallout with Angel began before Jim came around. And you know that, Angel. You know that, Maureen. And she does too.
Yeah.
um,
Well, it was like the start of the disconnect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It
Mhm.
wasn't really a fallout. It was a disconnect. That's a better term.
Mhm.
Thank you. Um, she was saying things that were raising my eyebrows. Like, she started referring to MRE as your friend, meaning my friend. Your friend Angela. Your friend Angela. No, MRE and I are friendly, same as everyone else on YouTube that I am with. He's never been to my house, so I was confused what she kept saying, your friend, your friend, your friend. Also, Angel mentioned last night that I liked Jim in the beginning. I did, because Jim didn't show his true colors in the beginning. The
Mm-hmm.
first few days, he really was giving her good advice. I thought, I mean, the same advice as many others, including myself, have given her about going, private and members only. And then she
Right.
also said, but I think and then he started to show his true colors. But let me get back to something. It took a few days for Jim to show himself. Angel also said, but I think took it back that I wanted to do the pre-show with Jim. No, absolutely not. The advice he was giving to her in the beginning seemed legit about doing
Mm-hmm.
members only and a pre-show. Now, keep in mind, she none of us knew Jim Terry. None of us that I know of. So I messaged her and said, if you really want to do a pre-show, I won't mind doing it with Marla. It'd be something I could look forward to. Blah blah blah.
Right.
With that being so, within that time, I told her that privately in a message. She was like, "Oh, you will," and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I will help you. That's what friends do." Within that time, I started seeing what Jim was all about, and this was all within maybe a week or so, and voiced my opinion privately to her. A few days later, Angel texted me, "Do you still want to do the pre-show with Jim and Marla?" I said, "No." I said, "Not with Jim." She said, "How can I leave him out? It was his idea." Well, Jim said all along, Angel, I'm just giving you suggestions and
Mm-hmm.
advice. So that was strange to me, as I and others have always told her, go members only. So that was
Right. And
kind
she
of
didn't want
strange
to.
to
Right.
me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like she almost felt bad leaving Jim out. Well, you barely know him. Why would you feel bad? So
Mm-hmm.
that was another red flag. All right.
Yeah, because
Anything
even
you
in the
want to add to
beginning,
that?
well, in the beginning when Power Slayer was up there, well, not up there, but he was, Google and everything,
Right.
and we were in the background also Google and everything,
Right.
and me and her weren't speaking at that point, and
Right.
I was sending you message like, yeah, this is true, but here's the
Mm-hmm.
article. Like
Right.
we were like, okay, yeah, he's all right. He seems to be okay. And then
Right.
you're right. And then his behavior started to change, and we were like, whoa,
Mm-hmm. It
you
changed
know,
within days and dramatic change with the
right.
filthy language, with the going
Mm-hmm.
at families and going at children. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe he was doing it on her show. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
then when I first know it, I said, this isn't going to last long because she doesn't
No.
believe in any of this stuff. And I'm saying to
Well,
myself,
yeah.
I know Angel, she's not going to put up with this shit. Boy,
Mm-hmm.
was I wrong.
And then the old people from around him started coming in and just, like, be careful. This is what he does. This is what he does.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
was, well, you guys did it too. It doesn't matter. He
No.
started doing it to them. That's why, they were only reciprocating the behavior,
Right. And
you
whether
know?
who did it to who first, someone has to have integrity, morals, and do the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel
Hmm.
on that subject.
Right.
Yes, it's a lot of people say an eye for an eye, but until for how long?
Hmm.
For how long?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know this at the time, but apparently Victoria was in the chat. Mostly she was saying, just stop this, do this, but there was one comment that I felt like it was a little dig at me. And I was actually kind of surprised. And, you said I never stopped sending your mom things. That's not true, Victoria. That's not true. When your mom decided she wanted to stop all of this before Jim came around, I stopped telling her things because I
Hmm.
didn't want to upset her. I didn't want her attacked anymore. Did we talk privately, Angel and I, and you, Maureen? Sometimes
Hmm.
Angel and I just alone. How she really felt about these people, 100%. She
Right.
also never once said, Angela, stop sending me this stuff. Because I remember very clearly one time I said, if you don't want me to send you this stuff, I won't, Angel. And she said, no, I trust you. What you're sending me, not a
Hmm.
problem.
Right.
But also still at that point was holding back on telling her a lot of stuff. Your mom and I spoke, her mom and I spoke a lot. I wouldn't even bring this up, but you said I was lying, Victoria. Were you two lying when you downplayed the relationship you had with MRE Nick? Hmm. Maybe you were embarrassed. I really don't know, and I really don't care. But don't ever call me a liar, because then I put your integrity out there. But I believe it was MRE who suggested keeping it on the down low so you wouldn't be harassed regarding your relationship with him. I do know you both discussed moving to each other's state of residence, and that's a fact, unless your mom was lying. I do know Angel was excited about the relationship. I could expose a hell of a lot more, but I'm better than that, and I was accused of lying. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything, but I'm not going to let anyone lie and slander me. I don't give a crap who believes me on YouTube and who doesn't.
Hmm.
You all make up your own minds. I can show text messages, but again, I'm better than that, and I'm not going to do it unless I'm pushed. I'll show the same loyalty and respect that you people have shown me. And that's the end of that rant.
Right.
What do you? I'm not even looking at chat and I'm doing that purposely because I don't want to be distracted.
Right.
Um, I hope some people are in there.
No, they're 110.
You gotta hold. Oh, really? Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna mute for a second.
Yeah. Mm, mm. I know it's dead air. It's dead air. But no, like she's right. I mean, we used to text all day long. Um, and then there was a problem with me going into people's chats, and I did that. Listen, I came when I came, all that fighting and bickering was all over with, and so I would float around YouTube and going this one, going that one, and then she had a problem with me being in somebody's chat, and she called me out on it. And I went up right up on the panel and I said, I had no clue. I didn't know any of this went on, before. I heard some little things, but I didn't
Hi,
know
I'm
it was
back.
to this extent.
I'm back. I'm
There
so
you go.
sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
I'm sorry. Okay,
I was just explaining about the
go ahead.
when I got called out for being in that one person's chat and I went up on panel and I was like, well, listen, I'm not going to do anything to disrespect you. I didn't know it went as deep as it did with that one
Yeah,
person, and I never went back, except for
right.
when I did something really petty. But I did let you
Yeah.
know about it.
Yes, you did. And honestly, I mean, you always defended us, even
Hmm.
in those chats. So, listen, Angel has forgiven a lot.
Hmm.
So for her to be this angry at us when she's forgiven the unforgivable is another red flag.
Yeah, it's like it's
It's
almost like what the hell's going on?
Maureen, I feel so uncomfortable even doing this. But it came to the
Hmm.
point where, I have to do it. I have to
Right.
do it, because
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
only being, you know, it's not only Angel. I mean, because I guess of her last name, people are like followers. They see we are on the outs right now, and they all start attacking me,
They love
you
it.
know, and it's
Yeah.
wrong. And it's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. So, and as far as Loman, Jeff Canarsie, whatever the hell he's calling himself these days, Mob Talk Radio, he did what he did.
Right.
He might have not said, Angela, you're a meth head, but he insinuated that I was.
Mm-hmm.
Angel also, was trying to twist that. He didn't say it. He insinuated it. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I
Now,
took it the same way. Yeah, you're right. He insinuated it.
he insinuated it, and that's enough for
Yeah.
me. I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as forgiving and as some people. That's known. I've been like that all my friggin' life, and I'm not going to change. You hurt me. You hurt my family. There is no forgiving that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Loman played follow the leader and attacked me. Angel shared that video and then claims she didn't know what was on it. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't it doesn't matter because after I told you what was on it, you didn't, you know,
Take it down.
unshare it.
Right.
She left it there. She left it there. And this is, when we was still arguing, but, not killing each other yet.
Mm-hmm.
So she claims he's such a good friend, Loman, right? When those people over there were going at her, it was Loman throwing money also at FPS. He was sending him equipment, you know. That's what a good friend he is. So
Right.
please, that just doesn't stand for me. It doesn't.
I
Loman,
remember when that was sent. Yeah.
yeah, we talked about it, and Angel
Mm-hmm.
was upset with it. When I told
Correct.
her that, she was upset with it. So what
Yep.
she says privately to me and what she says publicly sometimes don't add up. Now, that's not a friend. In my book, that's not a friend.
Mm-mm.
As far as Loman, he's another one. He's a con artist, but I'm going to leave him alone now because the guy's mentally ill. At times, has been suicidal. He's a freak. There's something wrong with him. He should be the one not to be on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we go way back with him, you and I, Maureen,
Oh, yeah.
and we know
Yeah.
all about him. All
Mm-hmm.
about his bullshit, all about his lies. He's a pathological liar.
Liar. Yes.
He's also a rat. He's telling people he was underage when he ratted on someone. That's another lie. He was 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The only advice I can give him, because he has these mental issues, is get off the internet and go get yourself some help. Suicide's not the answer.
No, it's not. It's not. But
Hold
we've
on.
seen it. We've been through his antics for years.
Yes, we have. Remember when he oh my God, this is so funny. Remember when he made up a fake account, claiming to be anonymous? Do you
On Twitter.
remember that? What?
On
No,
Twitter.
on Facebook and Twitter, but
Oh.
on John Elite Facts, it was on mostly,
Oh.
and
Oh. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that was really funny because then, and he's so thin skinned because I called him out. I go, I know it's you, Jeff.
Right.
I know it's you. And if you don't stop using anonymous, I'm going to tell the real anonymous. He ran so fast and shut down that account. I
Mm-hmm.
was I was peeing my pants. I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my god."
Yeah. I mean, he was. I mean, the shit he used to put her through,
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
was just like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
And we'd
He
be
was
like,
horrible to her in the beginning. He
yeah.
was horrible to her family,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, I guess a leak kicked him to the curb. you
Right.
know, kicked him out of his apartment because he was living there for, it wasn't a weekend, it was longer than that, I
Yeah,
remember.
it was
You
longer
know,
than that.
it was longer than that. But I think Elite kicked him to the curb and he went to live with some girl set up by Elite, I believe, if I
Yeah, he was
remember
supposed to.
correctly.
Do you remember he was supposed to be protecting her or something? We were like,
Yes.
what? We were like, what the hell is he gonna do?
Yes. And then I don't remember, I'm not even going to speak on this because I don't remember it correctly. I think something
Mm-hmm.
happened with the girl. So anyway, Ali kicks him to the curb. I think he was forced to leave the girl's house. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, now he has no one and ran to
Right to
the
Angel.
Angel's Gotti side and
Mm-hmm.
started, you know, ratting
I'm
him,
sorry.
ratting the
Yeah.
lead out and ratting everything out. And of
Right.
course, they were happy to take his information. They were laughing
Mm-hmm.
at him the whole time. That's a fact. But they took his information,
Right.
you know, and apparently he gave them a lot.
Yeah. And just real quick
Sure.
correction. He wasn't 19 when he did that thing in Virginia. He was 25.
25? Oh,
25, I believe. Yeah.
oh, I thought it was 19.
Mm.
I must have read it wrong. Okay. 25. Oh, that's even worse. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I'm gonna
All
mute.
right,
I'm gonna
so
mute myself for 1 second, but you keep talking. Go
yes,
ahead.
go ahead. Hi guys. I'm glad that you came. I know that the mods are watching the chat because I let you guys know that I don't want any of that bull crap going on. I just want to be heard without any filthy talk or any nonsense. Um, like I
Hold
told
on.
Maureen, hi, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so then there was Wrenchgate. I want to get into that.
Go ahead.
What happened was before Jim even came, I was a managing mod for Angel, and there was only, I believe, two of us, me and one of her very good friends also. I didn't really even know how to use that or how it really
Hmm.
worked. The only thing I was able to learn was how to slow down the chat, you know? And I've done that, and I did that a couple of times. And then, I would say a couple of months before Jim came along, my managing mod status was coming and going. It would go from managing mod to regular mod. And it would happen during the show. Like I could see it happening. I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
Hmm.
And I had mentioned it to Angel. She said, I don't know what's going on. And I even said, I think, because Lee doesn't really like me. So I was even saying, I bet it's Lee. She says
Right.
no. And she said no, and I was like, all right. And then all of a sudden, my wrench just disappeared completely, which is like ridiculous to play those childish games. So then that's when we started fighting again. Anyway, apparently I was managing mod in Carol's and Teresa's chats also. And I didn't know that. I knew I was a mod, but I didn't know I was a managing mod. And I went
Hmm.
into Teresa's chat, not Teresa, I'm sorry, into Carol Mihel's chat to say hello. This was a couple of weeks ago. And I noticed that my wrench was gone. And I was like, oh shit, let me message her. But I do know right above me or below me was that Jim Terry's mod, the granny lady, and
Oh,
she
okay.
was
Oh, yeah.
below my right. She was below my comments, and Carol had given her a wrench. So I'm saying, Carol must see that I don't have a wrench. So anyway, so I text Carol, and she apologized. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry. I would never do that to you, Angela. I'm like, all right, no problem. And then there was talk, I guess, on Angel's show about these mods or Carol's show, and I'm like, what the hell? So then I go into her chat again a few days ago and I'm completely blocked. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Why? I've never had any issues with Carol.
Right.
This was a group of girls that we were exchanging Christmas gifts. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it was strange to me. So I said, "Did you block me?" And I text her, on Facebook. No, I would never do that again. No, I would never do that. Something's going on. And then I find out that apparently I'm not a mod or I'm blocked in Teresa's chat. Whether it's YouTube or someone screwing around, I don't know. But it was insinuated by Angel that it must be something I did. I don't know
Mm,
what the hell I could do to unmod myself in chats or any of that because I'm just not computer illiterate like that. And
right,
Angel
right.
knows it.
Well,
So
the
I don't
same
know
thing
what
happened to
was,
my branches.
yeah. So I don't know what was going on. And really, I just don't care. Because after
Hmm.
last night, I saw a lot. I saw a lot and I heard a lot. And people that I thought were my friends are not. Now, hold on one second.
Go ahead.
All right. So, Wrenchgate, that. So then, this is what really threw me for a loop was Marla last night. Because I jumped, a lot of people don't know, but I jumped on Angel's panel to defend myself. I'm not even sure how to put this, but because I thought Marla wanted to stay out of it. I mean, she stayed down when I popped up on the panel. She stayed, down because she didn't want to be involved.
Right.
So I said what I said. Me and Angel were, discussing things, and I dropped down. Jim dropped. Jim came on later on, and he was saying disgusting things, and I picked up the link again,
Hmm.
and went at it with him. Well, he went at it with himself, really, because all he did was scream, yell, and call me filthy names. But I dropped down again, and I'm watching, and I hear him attacking me viciously. Cunt this, do this, whatever. And Marla is laughing. Maureen, I could not believe it. I was like, why is she didn't want to get involved now? She's laughing. Well, let me tell you something, Marla. We exchanged Christmas gifts. We talked privately. I actually liked you. I respected you. I certainly didn't laugh when you were receiving the end of filth, when you were being attacked by some. And I certainly, oh my God, I don't even,
No,
when
I
you were
get it.
being attacked, Marla, when you were being attacked, I also defended you. I didn't believe anything what those people were saying about you, except I knew about one thing they were saying that was true. So for you to laugh at me, laugh when I'm being attacked, when I defended you, look in the mirror, honey. Look in the mirror, Marla. That sweet Christian girl, you're not fooling me. Because a sweet Christian girl like yourself would not be sitting in chats and listening to men talk like that.
Especially about friends.
Exactly. And I thought we were friends.
Some of the screenshots that I received and just the comments that I seen that were in the screenshots I had a problem with because it's like I'll use the same word that I used with Christopher and Angel, a hiccup. There's a hiccup going on right now. And
Yeah,
nobody knows what the outcome of this is going to be.
right.
But for the things that were being said in the chat, I thought was
Yes.
pretty. It was disgusting, and it was.
Yeah,
And I understand. She's a lot of times she's behind on the comments,
right.
but for the mods in there to let those comments
Yes.
stay,
Exactly.
I had a
Exactly.
problem with.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
So then Jim starts dog whistling and lying. He actually lied because now I was during all this when I wasn't on her panel, Angel and I were texting back and
Mhm.
forth. Okay. So Jim blurts out, "Oh, I know who she is now. They just doxed her in the chat." But before that, he was saying, I'm going to find out who you are, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
Angel was defending me. I'll put it there. But we were friends for over 10 years, I think almost 12 years. And if someone did that to her on my panel, I would have ended the show, not end the show. I would have dropped him right away. Because I
Yeah.
know, and she knows what dog whistling is.
Mhm.
And it worked because they were doxing me in other chats today. And she
Oh,
knows damn well he was dog whistling.
right.
And so I text her because I wasn't at the time watching the chat. I said, are they doxing me in your chat? Please tell me they're not. And she says, no, why? Why would you say that? I said, because why would I say that? Your co host just said it live. You heard it. So she asks him and she asks the chat and they say no. So I
Mhm.
said, Angel, why is he lying then? He's dog whistling.
Well, he had said last night that somebody texted him your information also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't doubt.
Right.
But Jim, let me tell you something. I don't forgive that easy and I don't let shit go. Don't fuck with me, Jim, because I'll spend the rest of my damn life. Let me shut up.
Yes. That's what she's gonna say. Don't say nothing.
Jim, please, you can't hide like you always hide. You can be found. So shut the fuck up about me. Pretend you don't even know who I am, okay? Let's go there.
But I don't even know why he feels as though he's got to get involved. This is between you and
Yes.
Angel,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Yeah.
people are getting involved that really should not.
Shouldn't.
They
Should
don't have
mind
the
their business.
history, right?
Yeah. Right.
They don't have the history.
And then this girl, Leanne, I guess
Hmm.
from his community, starts trying to chime in. I
Yeah,
told her, mind your business. You've been here 2 months.
yeah.
You don't
Move on,
know.
Angela. Get over it. What?
Yeah, get over it.
Who the fuck are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just, and she shut up, I think.
Hmm.
But anyway, listen, now we're going to go with Chicky. I never liked Chicky. Never. I never trusted him. I knew he was slimy and all
Hmm.
this shit with FBS and the tape of his wife. When that first came out, and I have proof of this, I told Angel, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. All of a sudden now there's a tape. I don't believe. Chicky swore on his children. I'm telling you, it's true. I said, and I'm telling you, he's a known liar. Do not believe it.
Hmm.
So FBS, leave me alone. Because I'm the only one that didn't believe it. And I was trying to be convinced of believing it, but I wouldn't. You
Is
swore on
that
your
what his
kids,
whole
Chicky.
problem? Is that FBS's whole problem with you?
I think so.
Okay.
Plus he went after Angel's mother, her father, her children in a pretty vicious way. And I clapped back to Jesse, who I had a relationship with on Twitter, years ago. That
Hmm.
he's attacking it now. Now I'm defending Angel. Remember this. I
Right.
said he's attacking Angel, her kids, and her family, saying filthy things. I mean, he even one time said he hopes she dies in a fiery crash. You know,
Jeez.
yeah.
Right.
And of course, Jesse wrote went back and told FBS because I said I'm not going to get into it because I don't even want to get into that. But I
Hmm.
clapped back at him and said, and his how I felt that how his wife raised a child, that he shouldn't talk. So that was part of it. Basically, that's about it.
Right.
um, now, let me tell you something about Lee Cole. He's a snake. Lee Cole is a snake. FBS, I'm not going to be a little rat. But you ask Lee Cole, besides Argo and him and I'm not even sure because maybe you already know this by now. Ask Lee, ask Argo who you really paid. I'll give you a little hint. You paid for information, and you know who profited from that? The girl on here you hate the most. Okay?
Well, I believe it.
It's the truth.
Hmm.
It's the truth. It's a fact. And anybody denies it, they're lying, and I have a text message to prove it.
My first night on YouTube, when I texted you and I said, I'm watching you right now on Angels.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that, and I was so
Yeah.
happy.
And my second text to you was, who is that on panel? I don't like him.
And it was Lee.
And it was Lee.
And I said, "Oh, that's just Lee. I don't like him either."
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
And I told you, and I told you, then, what because
Yeah.
you asked about him. I said, "Oh, he originally, attacked Angel's
Hmm.
family, and apparently she forgives everybody. I don't know. She
Right.
forgave him, but even after that, he was doing slimy stuff. He was. Lee does a
What?
lot of behind the scenes stuff."
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit. I've witnessed that already. I had a little thing going back and forth with Argo, and Argo said, she's mad at you. She's going to do a show on you, and I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're
Hmm.
lying, And then he put up the text messages, and it was Lee speaking
Yes,
for Angel.
for her.
Angel,
Hmm.
yeah,
He
he
does
was
that a
like,
lot.
uh huh,
He speaks for her a lot. He pays
yeah.
people, apparently he paid the Mark guy off because of her. How true it is, I really don't know. I don't really know the whole story, but I
Oh, I
wouldn't
was
put it
there that
past
night.
Lee.
I was there that night. He
Mhm.
he he had told he told Mark. He said, "I'll give you a nice donation if you stop talking about Angel."
That is so weak. That
Hmm.
doesn't make her look very good.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. He's doing this shit behind the scenes, and he's doing, and then he's
Yeah.
also doing it on panels, and it's not really a good look. I mean, hell, I went
Right.
up on panel with Francisco, and I asked him. I specifically went up there to ask him. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to, when I'm around, can you not talk about Angela? That is my friend.
I know.
And
I know you
and
did that.
he yeah, and he said, out of respect for you, I'll do that. And he goes, I'll include your other friend too. I didn't pay him.
No. No.
Yeah.
So now
So
and I think I told this to you, and I told this, to another dear friend that has nothing to do with YouTube,
hmm.
and it was nice getting, advice from her and her insight because she knows nothing about any of this.
Right.
And, and now I honestly, Maureen, I feel like such a complete fool as the same people that attacked her and her family, her children, including her children, and or people that were in chats cheering her on
Hmm.
now in her chat saying what a backstabber I am, what a
Right.
bad person I am. Make it
But
make
you're not.
sense. It
You're
does
not.
just doesn't make sense.
You actually have to. I mean, if you sit back and you look at it, I mean, all those people that are in her chat now were once in another person's chat who was ripping her to fucking shreds.
Yes.
You're not the
Yes.
backstabber. You're not the traitor.
No. No.
You
I've never.
were a loyal friend.
Yes. And that's all I was to her, was a loyal friend. And now
You
she
know,
has all the people that have actually attacked her in her chat, or she's speaking well of them, and it's
hmm.
disgusting because you go after one thing about me, and I think most people on here know because I've said it over and over again. You go after me, I don't give a shit. You go after my family,
Hmm.
there is nothing I have to forgive you for. There is no forgiving. There's no
Right.
forgiving. There's no forgetting. Nothing.
Hmm.
Forgiving, when you forgive something for someone for a horrible act like attacking your family, the forgiving part is for you, for your own soul. It doesn't mean you have to associate with them anymore,
Right.
speak with them anymore. You cut them off, but you forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiving them for yourself, so you feel better. I don't
Right.
think she gets that. Now, also, I wanted to say too that when I was on the panel last night, this never happened to me, so I was being muted, and you could see it from my end that I was being muted. It would say muted, muted, right? I wasn't doing it; she was, or someone
Right.
was, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I we were texting again during this time when I wasn't on panel, and I said, "Why were you muting me?" She goes, "I muted you and Jim because you were talking over each other." No, she put she thought she was doing me a favor and put the show on private. I said, "You didn't put the show on private for me because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything bad. You
Right.
had to put it on private because your friends were saying filthy things about me." And why didn't you mute him? Why didn't she mute him when I wasn't on panel and he was attacking me and calling me all kinds of names? She didn't mute him then. The least she could have done is mute him. I would have kicked his ass right off.
She should have kicked them right off.
Exactly. But she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I sit back and I'm talking to one of my best friends and I'm saying, I have to be loyal to a person like this? Nah, I'm loyal, but I'm not stupid.
Right.
Loyalty goes both ways.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And so does trust. I mean, eh,
Yeah.
she put two things out that I trusted her with,
Hmm.
and because she got mad at me
Yes.
and all this stupid bullshit, she felt as though it was appropriate for her to put two things out that I trusted her with.
Yes. Yes.
That's not being
Exactly.
loyal, you know?
No. And it annoyed me when it was the Ask Angela, because that's throwing me under the
Yeah.
bus too. Ask Angela. Ask Angela. I would never do
Hmm.
that to her. But now I will.
Well,
Now I
when she
will.
said when she said that, I did say to her, I said, "That's nice. Just throw Angela under the bus."
Right.
And she didn't understand what I meant by that. Just by her saying "Ask Angela" was throwing you under the bus because you
Yeah.
felt as though it was appropriate enough to tell me that you were talking shit about me to Angela. Why?
Yes. Yeah.
So why
Exactly.
even throw Angela into it? And why say you don't know how many people said don't trust her, don't trust her? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I know. Now, Soflo, ever since he got news of that, because he watches us show
Mm-hmm.
like a hawk. He says people send him clips. Nah, I don't believe
No.
that for 1 minute. He watches everything.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, because now he's on my ass. He's attacking me. Jim Terry was on Soflo show today. They were both attacking me,
Right.
half-assed threatening me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let me tell you something, Soflo. You keep talking about what Angel thinks about MRE now. Let me tell you something, you dumb fuck. Angel does not believe that he's a pedophile. He does not believe anything about the niece story. I have the text to prove it. She just said it to me again 2 days ago. So go fuck yourself. Now, I'm not here trying to defend MRE, but I have to mention certain names because it's relevant to the conversation.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it.
And besides Angel, Emery was attacked more viciously than anyone. I mean, my God, they attacked his sister who was just passed.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick to me.
Yeah, didn't they call the funeral home or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they did. And that was horrible. It was horrible. I don't like that kind of shit. I never did.
No.
Neither did Angel.
It's freaking
I,
crazy.
yeah. Let me see. Of course.
While you're looking through
Yeah,
your notes,
you're not on camera or anything, so don't worry.
while you're looking through your notes real quick, I wanted to say something about this whole SoFlo shit.
Okay.
Um, you know, she, she keeps saying, if you share my members only, I'm going to strike you. Um, he's been sharing it. She hasn't struck him. Um, somebody, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, had accused her son of being an addict and going into rehabs. And she
Yes.
filed a lawsuit against him.
Yes.
The thing I didn't understand with everything that was going on with this idiot when he was doing all that nasty shit was, why didn't she file one against him?
I know. I know. I know. Listen, looking back, I could see things, and my, like I said before, my eyebrows were raised.
Hmm. I get no, yeah, because once you're out of it, you sit back and you start to see
Yeah.
things, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Now
how
I
did I
know.
miss?
Now, like I said a few minutes ago, like Jim Terry was on Soflo show and they were both attacking me and half-ass threatening me. I don't care what they call it. They're not threatening me. I'm taking it as a
Hmm.
threat. It's harassment and it's slander.
Hmm.
Mm. But Angel had every opportunity to tell them, do not use, because they were using her content,
Right,
which she has threatened over and over again. Anybody uses my content
I'm gonna
in a
strike you.
bad way, I'm striking you. Where they were
Hmm.
viciously attacking me today, the least she could have done is told them, do not use my content. The best she could have done, because we were good friends, is strike him. That's what
Right.
I expected her to do. That she finally had something on him to get rid of that fuck that slandered and attacked her children. And then
Hmm.
somehow convinced her that it was all her fault. Whatever came out of
Right.
his mouth and everybody else's mouth about her family is all her fault.
Hmm.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, and then use other people like all of us. Well,
Yes.
they have a wrench in your chat, therefore, I'm going after you. He didn't go after anybody else's chat that they were in.
Yeah.
So what to
Yeah.
tell you? It was an excuse. He used people as an excuse to attack her.
Yes.
And like I said
Exactly.
before,
Exactly.
I have a text message from one of his friends saying, "Do you know how many people he lost because he stopped attacking Angel?"
Yeah. Do you know, and a lot of people don't know this, these motherfuckers have all her personal information, real personal, stuff that's not legal to
Hmm.
have.
Hmm.
And she still talks to these fucking people. It's mind boggling. Mind boggling. Now, I always said, and I told her this myself, I deserved a little bit more respect than what she gave me and what she's been giving me.
Hmm.
She's never, recently, she's called me a troublemaking bitch. That she said to me privately, amongst other things. Ugh, that I antagonize people. This she said publicly, that I antagonize people. Well, all these years, the only when I went back at people defending myself, I was called by her a loyal friend. Now that I'm
Hmm.
defending myself, I antagonize these people. Are you kidding me?
Right.
No, it doesn't work like that. Now
Yeah.
not believe, I know my friendship with her is over. And I can't trust her anymore. And I'm probably sure she'll say the same thing about me. And it really doesn't matter. I don't want that kind of
And it,
nonsense around me. I got too much going on. And I don't want to be around negativity like that, or negative people, or people allow or people that allow filth like Jim Terry and his friends to say what they say using her panel to do it. She's just as guilty. And she knows it
mhm,
because she was mad at other people when they did it.
right. No, but
This is
but what you just said, I mean, it's sad. It's
it's very
sad that it
sad.
actually had to come down to this.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Last night, I mean, after last night, I was actually crying. And I was like, I cannot believe that this is happening. I can't believe it.
Hmm.
And I didn't know if she thought I was going to, she was going to be, do this. And I was just going to, tuck and run and not defend myself. She knows me better than
Mhm.
that. She knows me better than that. I
Yeah,
didn't.
she should.
I didn't. I didn't tuck and run from people way, way tougher than these idiots and morons on
Mhm.
YouTube. Trust me, and you know that.
Oh, I know. I know. The one time I said, Ange, we used to fight with killers, and they all
Yes.
took it out of. They all took it out of. Oh, look at them. They used to fight with killers. No, we actually
Yeah.
did. We didn't
Yes.
give a shit. We
Yeah.
were defending her.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I just wanted to
If
add.
the
So,
shit came down the line, oh God, sorry.
no, no. Go ahead, Maureen. I'm so sorry.
No, no, I was just saying that, like these people are nothing compared to what we fought with.
No, no. They don't intimidate me. These people on YouTube, I am
Mm,
not intimidated by them by one bit.
no.
No, 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 no. No, I
Mhm.
kind of laugh at them. A lot of people do. Because the real tough guys, they're not on YouTube telling everybody how tough they are. Real men don't go on YouTube and attack children and families and bully
No,
people into submission. They bullied her into
no.
submission. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Because she said she didn't want drama anymore, but she's got worse drama now. It's worse now
Hmm.
with Jim Terry and his brother. Holy shit.
I think he's a chaos cult.
Yes, yes. Now,
You know?
also last night, Jim Terry, this is going to be so funny. So, so funny because he's telling her, you shouldn't allow anybody up here, meaning me, that don't show their face. Okay. Okay. Jim Terry, you moron. You're saying that as you're sitting next to Angel's co host who never shows her face. You're sitting there while Mr. X is on the panel with a stocking over his friggin' face.
Right.
Zero self awareness. He's such an idiot.
Hmm.
So, is Marla, is X a loser like you called me for not showing my face? Am I a loser? They're a loser
Hmm.
too, huh? Hmm. How funny is that?
Well, nuts. But we were all warned. I mean, you guys warned me. I had my picture up when I first came on here. You're like, take it down, take it down. They still got it anyway, and they still do shit with
Yeah,
it. I just laugh at them.
I know.
Hmm.
You
Like,
know,
whatever.
I just want to also, because a lot of people are saying that, Angel and I are friends for like 30 years or whatever. That's not true. Yeah, I guess I think it's 12 years, not 10 years. But I joined Twitter because I was doing a fundraiser, and my cousin was gracious enough to get me in contact with one of the stars from Sons of Anarchy and
Hmm.
to help me with this fundraiser. Because as you know, when you do fundraiser, the bigger the name, the more people
Right.
come, the more donations, the bigger donations. So I was on the phone with this actor. I'm not going to say his name because these people will friggin' go after him. So I was on the phone with either him or his manager at times, and we discussed what we wanted to do. Blah 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 blah
Hmm.
blah. And he said, "Do you do social media?" And I said, and at the time, all I had was a Facebook. I said Facebook. He goes, "Listen," I goes, "I do Twitter. I'm going to share all this information, this fundraiser, and I think it'll be a good idea if you help me with that. I have a big following, and blah
Hmm.
blah blah." So that's what I did, and it worked out. And he helped me. We had the fundraiser. We raised a lot of money for veterans. This is my father was belonged to this veteran organization, and they needed help, and we
Hmm.
raised a lot of money for them. So Stone
Good.
Sailor, yeah. So Stone Sailor's been having to say a lot in Angel's chat that
Oh, he
that she
never misses an
allows.
attack on a woman.
Yeah,
He
that she
never misses an
allows,
attack on a woman.
and that her mods
Right.
allow. Stone Sailor,
Hmm.
you aren't a pimple on real veterans. asses. Okay? Mind your business. You're nothing but a troublemaker. And I
Mhm.
think of you only when I have to see your damn name. A couple of 6 months ago, I was the nicest person in the world.
Mhm.
Boy, how you followers flip flop. So that's how I met Angel anyway. I made this Twitter account. We were promoting, this actor and his actor friends, and we're
Uh-huh.
promoting this fundraiser. And just scrolling through, and I didn't know much about Twitter. I come across her. And I was like, oh, it's Angel Gotti. And I was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I started, I was like, people were being mean to her. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you people being so mean to her? And after that, we
Right.
became very good friends. I mean, we
Mhm.
clicked right away. We really did. We had a lot of things in common. We shared names and we shared birthdays, and just we had a lot in common. I won't get
Right.
into detail, but we did. And we became
Mhm.
really good friends really fast. And it was like that until just a couple of months ago.
Right. I
Um,
remember when I first met her on Twitter. It was, I went in and um, I was helping uh, a friend dispel some bullshit that was going on at the time on Twitter
mm,
because of a show. I'm not going to
right.
mention the show.
Yeah, I
And
know. I mean, yes. That's how I met
yeah,
all of you
and
around the same time, correct?
right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I got a notification, Angel Gotti's following you. I went, what the hell? And I was like, okay. And then we just started bullshit, and then it took off from
Right.
there.
Yes. And
And
there was a group
like,
of us,
I
that all stuck
yeah,
together. Women, we would talk on Twitter,
mhm,
privately, and, we were very friendly with each other.
right,
And it went from
right.
there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it
So,
went from there, and then it went to John Elite Facts, and all that stuff that we were doing
yes.
on over there, and yeah,
Yes.
and it just continued.
Yes.
And then I dipped out for a couple of years, and I came back, and I thought as though we picked up where everybody left off, but apparently I was wrong.
Yeah. I know. I know. I know. It was crazy. But even like,
Hmm.
it's so strange because I don't want to bring other people into it. There was people that that donated to her or whatever and left her show because of what they call the troll army, right? That now
Hmm.
everybody's in the troll army, including me,
Right.
which is ridiculous. I wouldn't have had a troll if you paid me.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few people left her because I didn't like, you know, MRE and his crew or whatever. And
Hmm.
they were also sitting in chats that were attacking her. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then she actually threatened one person and said, "If you don't cut it out, I'm gonna tell your secrets." Well, I know the secret because she told me.
Oh,
I'm
I
not gonna
remember that.
repeat it. I'm not gonna
Right.
repeat it. But let me tell you
Hmm.
something. Most of the secret was already out when he got caught bullshitting everybody.
Hmm.
You just had something extra that shut him right the fuck up. But now he's in your chat again. Listen,
Yep.
she pretends very well to like and trust people. She pretends very well
Hmm.
to do that. I've seen it for myself. Not
Yeah.
me. I don't pretend. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not gonna pretend to like you. I'm not gonna, no.
Right.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I certainly wouldn't sit
Hmm.
there and take money from people I don't trust or I don't like. I
Right.
don't need it that bad. I certainly don't think she would, or she does.
Well,
So,
I mean,
you know,
I
Maureen,
like
I
I
just
like
see a lot now, and my eyes are a little bit more wide open, and I don't like
hmm.
what I see.
No, I
I
get
don't,
it.
wi- I don't wish her harm.
Hmm.
She says I'm jealous of her. I'm not jealous of her. That's the most ridiculous thing anyone could say. That's such an untruth. I'm not jealous of her. She's
Yeah.
making money. That's great. Good for her. Marla's making great. But at
Mm-hmm.
what cost? What cost are you making this money?
I don't think she sees it.
She
She's
doesn't
too
see it.
far in it. She's
And I
too far in
tried,
it.
before we had that, before we started really fighting and arguing, I tried to explain this to her. I said, "Your last name is Gotti. You don't need Jim. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need anybody." I said, "What are you doing? Why are you allowing this to happen on your panel? When I know for a fact that you don't believe in any of that doxing and attacking families and going at children because you didn't like it when it was
Mm-hmm.
done to you." And unfortunately now, anyone could attack her or her family or whoever, even kids. And there's nothing she could say because she's allowing it on her panel.
Right. Even though you don't agree with what they're saying, it's still a reflection on you because it's happening on
Ex-
your channel.
yes, exactly.
Even if it's
Exactly.
right. Yeah. Even
It's put
let's
out
just
into the
say it's
universe.
right. I mean, look what he did today. Look what this guy did today on the other idiot's channel. That's still,
Yeah.
and then you're going to go back to her chat. That's still a reflection because you're
Yes.
so welcome there.
Yes.
You
Agree.
know, and yeah, I mean, great. You got your memberships, you're building your channel up. That's awesome. Nobody is jealous of that. Believe us, nobody is
No,
jealous of that. Are we happy
absolutely
for you?
not.
Yeah, we're happy for you. But
Yeah.
like you just said, at what cost?
Yeah. I'm not
You
happy
know?
the way I'm not happy for what's going on. I'm happy she's
Right.
making money. But I don't think she needs all this filth and sex talk and
Right.
doxing and going at children to do it.
hmm
That's
And just the
my
kicking the people that she's had loyal people in that chat for I don't know how long because they were there
yes.
before me. But look what
Yeah.
happened with Stupid. Look
Yeah.
what happened with Palomina. Now something
Yes. Oh,
happened.
what they did to that girl Palomina. And I'm
Ugh,
not even her biggest fan, but what they did to
right.
her was is so disgusting, so disgraceful. They should all be ashamed of themselves, all of them,
But
all of
it
them.
started it started weeks ago with her. Weeks ago. I
Yes.
mean, people send me clips and I'm just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. He was like, well, she's in Foster's chat and she's giving him all the information. No, she wasn't. She doesn't need a wrench here.
No.
Like he's dictating to her, like who should be here and who shouldn't. And he
Yes.
said, take her wrench. She doesn't need a wrench. And
Yes.
what did Angel say? Yeah, you're right. She doesn't need one. Now she's
Yeah.
trying to figure out, well, what happened to Palomino's wrench? You took it a
Yes.
couple weeks ago.
Yes. Yes, she did. Now, listen.
And now he was going in, what happened to your kids? Where's your kids? That's none of your fucking business.
No, it's not. It's none of his business. What
No,
I
it's
was
not
so I was almost crying for that girl because I couldn't believe what they were doing to her.
what they were
Now, the
doing.
only
Right.
reason why he even went at her kids and brought up her family life, whether it's true or not, people are listening to that, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have proof of her in chats because she said
Right.
show the proof. He didn't, so he immediately
Nope.
flipped out and started going after
Mm-hmm.
her children. He did that out of pure hate.
Yeah.
That's why he did it, because he was caught in a lie
Exactly.
and he didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, he couldn't show the screenshot.
No, no,
And
exactly.
before anybody says it, I do not have a membership into that channel. I even turned my memberships off so I won't be gifted one. People send me
Right.
clips.
I did the same because I had the membership the first month, and then we had the falling out, and I was like, I'm not going to re up on this. And one was gifted to me, and then you told me how to like not accept gifts anymore, and that's what I did. I think
Hmm.
today was the last day of my membership, which is
Right.
so fine because it just works out because while I'm doing this show tonight, I ended my
Hmm.
membership ended tonight, and I just after tonight I'm done. I'm done. If she wants to
Right.
continue this, she can continue this. Do I wish her harm? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But you'll be fighting with yourselves, all of you. All of you.
Right.
Just leave me the
I,
fuck alone because you think you people are vicious. Keep going at me. Keep digging at me. Keep putting that knife in my back, and you'll see vicious that none of you have ever seen before. Leave me alone. I'm asking you all to leave me alone. I mean, I
well,
think that's it, Maureen. Um,
mhm.
I tried. I know, like a child, I was writing things down because I didn't really want to. I didn't want to forget anything because I don't want to do this again. I'm done after this. I'm
Right.
completely done.
Well, that's
Um,
why I did the live that I did. What two? Little my first live. That's why I did it then because I was like, we don't use our platforms. I guess the way she does, she comes on, she says what she needs to say, and then it's done and over with. Here we were just making posts. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Fight the bullshit. And that's why I was like, fuck this. I'm going live, but I'm going to say what I need to say. And, you have every right to do that too.
yeah.
You have
I
every
think
right
so
to stick up
too.
for yourself, to defend yourself. You defended someone for so long and
Yeah,
put yourself behind. You took all the bullshit.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did. And you were there to
Yeah.
see it. I let her
Hmm.
stay behind, almost like, I'm not saying that she's, was scared and she stood behind me, but I was up front
Right.
in front of her, defending her. I was defending
Right.
her when she didn't even know I was defending her. I'm not the kind of friend
Exactly.
that defends her in public, but behind her back, I'm yapping, talking about her.
Exactly. And we
I
did
know
that.
how
We
to
were
be a
upfront with
friend,
all of it.
Maureen.
Yeah.
I know what how to be a friend. I know what friendship is to me. I know what loyalty is to me.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, as much as she says it, she doesn't have the same qualities I do. You
Right.
know, she doesn't like
Hmm.
rats, but look what she's surrounding herself with. It's becoming very sad, but not for me. Not for me.
Right.
I stand by what I believe.
Yeah. I mean, like you stood up for yourself. You didn't like them. You stood on that, and which is the right thing to do. And you're not going to go in there and enable the behavior by being in there watching that bullshit. You're enabling the behavior. You're
Exactly.
encouraging
And
the
that's why I
behavior.
left. I didn't leave
Right.
her. I left her chat in the beginning because I didn't like what was going on. If I don't like it,
Right.
like what's going on and liking the same thing that's going on in other chats, how could I be a hypocrite and sit in her chat and listen to the same
Hmm.
nonsense?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
She turned her show into something that she claimed for all these years to despise, to be against.
Hmm.
So, listen, this is like I said, after tonight, I'm done. My friendship with her is over. I can't trust her anymore, and that's just the bottom line. I don't want to be associated with people that are like that. So
I get it.
if she's going to continue, let her continue. After today, I won't be seeing her members only shows, and if
Hmm.
she wants to do it, continue this, and you know say whatever she says about me. People are smart and they will read in between the lines. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not a
Right.
liar. I'm not a liar.
No,
And I
you're
want
not.
everyone
You've
to
never
keep that
been.
in mind.
Yeah. You've never been. I've never seen you lie about something. You know.
Yeah.
And I've never seen somebody come back at you and say you lied about this. You know what I mean? That never happened. Never. It's just like I said, it's sad, and it's sad
Yeah.
that you have to go to these lengths to defend yourself against somebody that you really, really, genuinely thought was in your corner.
Yeah.
You
And I
know.
did. And
Hmm.
I talked to you about this, and I talked to my best friend about this, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I mean, even all day today, like I was having anxiety, like that I have to do this, And my friend was like, at this point, you have to defend yourself,
Hmm.
and after you defend yourself, live tonight, end it. If you don't end it with her and all of this bullshit with these people, then you're gonna be the enabler. Do not
Right.
end it tonight. Do not go back and forth with these people anymore. They are irrelevant. They don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know your heart, and they don't know your soul like I do. And
Right.
whatever they say, it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
And she's right. And she's right.
Right. No, yeah, she is. She
Uh-huh.
definitely is. But
So I
I
just
mean,
I
it's
wasn't I wasn't watching the chat purposely, and I just switched over to see what people
yeah.
were saying. Not that it matters, but I just wanted to see. And now I'm
No, go ahead.
seeing that.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
mute real quick, so I'll be right
Okay.
back.
So now I'm watching the chat, everyone, and I really do appreciate um you guys supporting me. I really do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Um, hello, Mojo Risen. Roy Cohen is here. Tim and C is here. Who else? Damn it, Mandy. Hi. Hello, Beers and Cigars. Agnostic. There you are. T Marie, I see you there. Rat Trap City. Hello. Cuban Bay. I always liked Cuban Bay. Always. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Okay.
I'm back. I just did we touch on the topic of where the separation started or no?
I think so with the your friend.
Oh, okay, yeah, your friend. Well,
Yes,
I
I
got to
did.
your friend too with Casperosa. It was always your friend, your
Yes,
friend.
yes, yes.
So,
And I remembered that. And when she was saying your friend, and then when she started saying
mhm,
your friend, referring to MRE, I was like, whoa, 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 back it up.
right.
I
Yeah.
remember very clear when all this stuff was being said about MRE at the time. I really didn't know him. I just knew him as the YouTuber, and Angel liked him, and he was very
Hmm.
funny, and he was hysterical. You weren't here for it, but he was hysterical going after the rats, and that's all I knew about him. And so for her to say, your friend, your friends, I'm like, wait a second. I asked you and all this shit they were saying about MRE. I said, could there be any truth to this? No, 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 no. He was checked out, blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it because I think that you know more about this than me.
Right.
And I still don't
Yeah.
believe any of that crap about MRE. And I'll say it again. Neither does Angel. Angel does not believe that. She just told me this again. She told me she saw pictures of MRE with his niece. She shared them with me. I
Hmm.
seen them with his mother. I seen them.
Right. No, when all that shit went down when I was here, I was like, I need more proof, and
Yes.
I stuck to that.
And you
I need
always
more
said that. I
proof.
need more proof.
Yeah. Hmm. Do I talk about him? No. Do I talk to him?
No.
No. Do I go in his chats? No. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing. You know, it, these people, these idiots, they like to say that we're places that we're not,
Exactly.
just to get,
Oh, Jim was
it's
saying
like
I was
no.
in. Yeah, Jim was saying I was in Chunky's chat.
Hmm.
No, I was not. Never. Never.
Nope. Nope.
He starts trouble. He throws things out there, hopes it
Hmm.
sticks, and that's what he does. Now,
Right.
I know, back to the MRE thing. I know, you haven't known him as long as I have. We became friendly on here. I
Right.
don't expect you to be in his chat or, sing his praises. And I'm not singing his praises. I'm just saying we became friendly on here. I thought he was very funny. I think he's a very nice person. And I don't believe this nonsense about his niece. I don't believe it. And most don't. And
Right.
that's why it's not going anywhere. They've been talking about this for 3 years, nonstop, badgering him, badgering him, badgering him. Look in the mirror, you freaks.
Eh? it's it's nuts. I just
Yeah.
try to stay away from that whole topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
When it
know.
comes to
I
him,
know. I know.
yeah.
And that's fine too.
I
And
mean,
I'm not,
yeah,
here like white knighting for MRE, but he's a
uh,
topic of a lot of conversation.
right. Well,
Sokol was making it
there was
sound like,
time,
Angel's against him, Angel believes all this shit about him, which is untrue. Hate to break it
right,
to you, Soflo, but no, she doesn't.
right. I mean, there was a time in our private chat between us three, and she had said something, and I think he's trolling you. I literally think he's trolling you. He comes into your chat knowing you're going to catch flack for it.
Yeah.
You
Wait, who do you
know,
mean? Wait.
Amari.
You broke up for a second.
Well,
Sorry.
when we were in our private chat, and I
Mhm.
said to Angel, I said I think he's trolling your chat. He knows that you catch a lot of flack for when he goes in there, so he goes in there on purpose.
But
You know,
there's not a lot of truth to that because MRE was a regular on her show.
right? And you guys,
He really
and that's what you
was.
said,
Yeah.
right? I think you said that after I said that, and you went
Hmm.
no because he was always there. But it's always
Yeah.
called it's if they don't like someone and they go into her chat, it causes issues, no matter who it
Right.
is. If they
Yeah.
don't like you.
Like how Jim is always on her panel. That was pretty much MRE
Hmm.
for a long, long time. And it was
Right,
never they were playing games. It was never like, attack this one, drama, drama, drama. It wasn't like that in the beginning at all. I've never
right,
seen Emery be disrespectful on her path. I've never seen anything out of control like I see now. And I'm sorry, and that's just the
right.
truth. So, and with the what just say God forbid, and I really believe in my soul that this it isn't true. But let's just say it's true about MRE, right? Let's say it's
Right.
true. So what? What? The only thing I can
Hmm.
say was like, oops, I was wrong. So all this shit, it
Yeah.
means nothing really. Okay, you were right. Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right. You were right. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay.
Okay, now what?
Your medal's in the mail. Do you want a cookie or do you want a taffy? Like, you beat it to death for 2 fucking years. You know what I
I
mean?
know. Yeah. It didn't chase him away.
So,
It didn't chase a lot of people away. There's only one
mm-mm.
person I know of that ran a couple of times, but it wasn't MRE. Wasn't
No.
me. Wasn't a lot of people.
And comes and comes back with more fucking lies.
Exactly. It's all just,
Mm-hmm.
it's all nonsense and it's all bullshit. And I'm done. Oh
Yeah. No, I don't
my
blame you.
God. Did you
It's
have,
just, it sucks
I
that
know.
everything went so public when,
Yeah.
and do you remember, what was it? Let's just say for shits and giggles, it was last year. When she said, "Oh, when you have fights with your friends, do you keep it private or take it public?" And we were like, "Private. We've always kept it private."
Of course. Of course.
You know? So I don't understand why she felt as though she needs to make it public. Both of us, on
Hmm.
both of us. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I know. That's what I didn't understand.
Hmm.
But I think she was just, I don't know, she wanted people to be aware of it for some reason. And it worked because as soon as she made it,
Right.
your wrench was gone. The people were
Hmm.
doing show after show after show about how Angel isn't your friend and she took your wrench and
Hmm.
she never trusted you, blah, 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 blah,
Trusted
blah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's your turn.
Yeah. So, listen,
So
it is what it is.
yes,
And I don't know what else.
unfortunately.
I don't think there's anything more I could say.
No, that's it. You spoke your piece, and just like I did a couple weeks ago, I'm not done and over with. What's going to be said is going to be said, and there's not going to be a response. But she's going to have a response, but it's going to go open ended because I'm not going to respond, and I know you're not going to respond.
No, I'm done.
You know, I mean, what are you gonna do? Throw out some more secrets? You know,
I'm
things
done.
that you were trusted with. Yeah.
No.
So,
Okay.
but you
So
feel better?
yeah, I do.
Okay. Good.
I'm.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Hold on a second.
You were on fire last night. Yeah. Don't choke. It's one of the most disrespectful. I'm reading the chat because I haven't been paying attention to the chat either. I want to thank my mods, though. Thank
I'm
you
so
very
sorry. I'm
much.
back.
No, you're good. You're
Yes,
good.
thank you. Thanks everyone. Thank you to the mods for doing a good job tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Maureen, thank you for letting me use your platform. I really
No
appreciate
problem.
that
No,
also.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
I
going
can.
anywhere. I'm just
What?
done with the bullshit.
Well, I just want to. Can I clarify something?
Absolutely.
Okay. There seems to be a major issue with the $20 now,
Oh, oh my
because
God.
it keeps being brought up. Well, you did this, and all that shit. Now, I texted you before I did that, correct?
Yes,
Now,
100%.
okay, in hindsight, I maybe should have waited for a response, but the
Right.
response I did get was a thumbs up. So it wasn't
Yes.
like I did something I didn't know. Did I know it was going to hurt you? No. Did I do it to go against you? No. And we talked about all
No,
this.
I don't think
I
that you did
didn't.
it for that reason. And I honestly, and I think I told you that. I didn't,
Right.
um, and I'm not going to tell you what to do and not to do. You know what I mean? But it
Mm-hmm.
did,
Mm-hmm.
after thinking about it, it did hurt me. But, you
Right.
explained the situation. You apologized.
Mm-hmm.
You said to me, I didn't mean to hurt you that way. It's not why I did that. And I forgave you.
Right.
And that's it. Bottom
Mm-hmm.
line. There are
Right.
things I
Because I.
forgive, and there were things I will
Mm-hmm.
never forgive. Things like that, of course, I'm going to forgive. Of course.
Right. Yeah. Because I did not intentionally do it to hurt you or disrespect you.
I know that.
And when it
I
came
know
out,
that after, but it did hurt in the beginning, and
you're
I
right.
told you that.
Hmm. So I just wanted to, let everybody, yes, I did it. It wasn't done out of malicious intent towards
No.
Angela. I had no idea of the deep history behind everything. And I did. I sincerely apologize, and I meant my apology.
I know
I
you
didn't
did.
apologize. I didn't apologize because somebody asked me to.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Exactly.
I'm always open with things. Like I'll say to somebody, "Do you mind if I share this with such and such?" If it's a
Hmm.
yes, then I can. I always let people know what I'm doing before I do it.
Yeah,
The
I
right
know.
people,
No, you're pretty
anyway.
honest when it comes to
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah,
you always were. I always admired
hmm,
that in you. You had a way with your words like that. I wish I had that because I get like nervous like talking and stuff like that. But you are like a
hmm,
no nonsense kind of a person. And I
right.
admired that in you, and I also admired that in Angel, but not anymore. Not so much.
Well,
I
you know what I admire? You got heart. You have a tough heart, and I admire that about you. I mean, you stand on 10 toes. You don't fall back for anybody,
No, and I
and
won't.
that's a good thing, right?
And that's what I tried to explain to Angel about my issues with Tim. I said my integrity doesn't stop because Jim's a friend of yours. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're asking me to not say my opinion on him because he's on your panel and he's your friend. Well, no, it doesn't work like that with me. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Family attacks, children attacks is wrong, no matter
Right.
who you are or what panel you're on.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? True friendship, if you're a real friend to somebody, you're going to tell them what you think. You're not going to candy coat it because
Right,
they might not be able to handle it. And any time that she's ever asked us a question or I'm going to do this, we would give our honest opinion. And if we thought, all right, no, don't do that. Don't do
right.
that. If you're giving this person what they want, if you do that,
Yeah.
that's a friendship.
Yes,
We
I
didn't
agree.
candy coat things for her. We did not kiss her ass and tell her what she wanted to fucking hear.
Right. Like she was when I was, say things about Jim, she was taking it personal. It wasn't that I was,
Right.
going at her. I was going at Jim, but,
Yeah.
she was defending him. I'm like, what is she doing?
Mm-hmm.
What is she doing?
Yeah.
I did this as I'm telling
Yeah.
you and advising you as a friend.
Yeah. This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And listen, we've been through the gamut with her and some of these people. You more so than me.
Yeah.
To where they did this rough shit, and we're like, "Don't do this. Are you
Yeah.
freaking kidding me?" But she would
I
do it
agree.
anyway, and it would come back, and it would go right up
Yeah.
her ass. Did we ever
Yeah.
say that? No.
Yeah. I think everyone, that I said, oh man, this guy's a bullshitter, or this one's this, or this, I was right about every single
Right.
one of them. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, you're right again, Angela, you're right again. But I never threw it in her face. Never.
Right.
I never said, I told you so. I just said, all right, let's move
Nope.
on and whatever. Never threw it in her
Yeah.
face.
On to the next hurdle. Let's see how long it takes us to get over this.
Yeah, like people would say, like, and her chat would say, like, oh, Angela's such a simp for for Angel. No, I wasn't. I was a friend
No,
to
we're
her.
a friend.
I was a friend to
Right.
her. I didn't
And it's
not say things to her that you were all complaining about. I voiced my opinion. Like she voiced her opinion and
hmm
things that upset her. So I don't even want to hear any of that anymore either.
right. No, we did.
Right, is
I
there
mean,
anything that you want to talk about? Anything that
um,
needs to be said?
I, I think we covered it. I know you're done. I know I'm done.
Okay, good.
Um, and it's just sucks, but it is what it
It
is.
does. It does. It's really, it's really upsetting me. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. It's well, listen, I knew
Yeah.
what a friend I am to her. Not only her, to anyone that I consider a friend. So it's her
Mm-hmm.
loss because I was a loyal, good friend. I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna say
Right.
again, Maureen, thank you so much, and to the chat, thank you for supporting. I appreciate it. I didn't see much of what was going on in the chat. I really didn't because I wanted to focus on what I was doing. And I think the mods did a good job. I'm sure they did. I don't know if they
Yeah,
did
they
or
did.
not, but I'm sure that they did. Otherwise, you
They
would have been
did.
flipping out.
Yeah.
And so again, Maureen, we will talk later. Good night,
Yes.
everyone. And
Thank you,
again,
Ange.
thanks for hearing me ramble on, people.
You're
Bye.
fine.
Love you, love you, love you.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Ange. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Well, everybody, 116 people in here. I want to thank everybody for coming. Um, I appreciate you staying around and being nice. Like I said, it wasn't a bash panel. It was, just talking about things that have gone on and we've been through. And so, yeah, I guess we're done. And I want to thank my wrenches. Thank you for doing your jobs. You guys are great. And I want to thank everybody for coming and hearing us out. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on the other side.